Glenn, many congratulations. Off and running at the World Series of Darts. 6-3 victory. Must be over the moon with that.
Yeah, I am, Phil. That's a good win. It's different when you're on that stage. It's a big arena. Crowd was decent tonight. And, I'm sure it would have been better if Mensah had won too. But people probably say it's a revenge against Demi. It's no consolation for the world match play. Let me show you that. That game broke my heart, but I'm pleased with that win. I knew what the carrot was, Phil. I know it's MVG tomorrow, and that's what it's all about.
What did you say to yourself during the break? Because you came back out and those 4 legs were some of the best you played in recent weeks.
I didn't go off. I didn't go for a toilet break. I just stayed on stage and tried to. I was fuming with the second leg, internally. And I just try to sort that out, Phil, if truth be told.
Is it hard playing Demi when he's got that great big brace on his knee, knowing that he's got a slight injury? Is that tough for you mentally?
No, Demi's a good boy. We'll have breakfast in the morning, we're in the same camp, etc. At times I didn't even know who I was playing. It's just you against the board. It's probably when I went 3-2 down, I realised who I was playing and recognised the brace, and that's. I had a few people shouting for me there when Demi was thrown, etc. So it was a tough game. I'm pleased to come through that, Phil.
What was it like having the crowd back in, obviously, because you've been in the Premier League and the match play where there's been nothing. What was it like to have actual fans back in this evening?
Superb. I mean, I've said what the PDC and what Sky did at the World Match Play in Premier League was fabulous, absolutely fabulous. It was tremendous. And I didn't, I thought I was playing in front of 10,000 people in Dublin, at Milton Keynes. It was how people adapted. That was the word I used a lot, about adapting. But tonight, you could tell it was the end of the night. You could hear your voices probably when Demi didn't want to, but, I don't care right now, I won.
Having time to reflect, obviously after the Premier League, the last couple of nights that the tank looked a little bit empty from the outside looking in. Did you need that break between Premier League and the Autumn Series and coming here just to reflect and recharge?
Honestly, the tank was fine, but I knew I could be a Premier League champion alongside Phil Taylor and Michael van Gerwen. That's why I wasn't winning games at the end. I knew what the outcome was all about. If I'd have been in 7th place, like Daryl Gurney was, or I probably would have won a couple of them last few games. The reason I was drawn 7 each, lost a couple and won, is because I just knew what I was playing for. I should have won an Autumn Series. I felt tremendous at times. 4-0 up, averaging 116 and losing a game. You go to bed and it hurts. So I knew the form was good, but I'm a stage player. Like I said, the only thing I'm thinking of now is a huge game now against MVG.
Speaking of stages and MVG, obviously the O went over the Autumn Series, but do you still think he's vulnerable and he's there to be got at the moment because his form is very erratic at the moment?
He's the best player in the world, and it's the biggest challenge as a dart player. I'm a huge fan of MVG, that's for sure.
Glenn, pleasure as always, champ. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Phil.
Glenn, well played tonight. You mentioned on Twitter at the end of the Autumn Series how disappointed you were with that result against Simon. So was it nice to put that right at the first time of asking tonight? I knew Gio was playing well. I'm using these new flights. So there's more 180s in me. But the double 16s, double 8, double 4 are deserting me a little bit. So, if I had a wish, the wish would be that I could get to Middlesbrough in the morning and have a few hours on my dartboard and correct that. But that's the beauty when you have a change in your equipment, etc. I feel good. I feel strong. I'd love to win this tournament, and it's all about confidence now for me for the Grand Prix and obviously the Premier League. And yourself versus Michael seems to be the game that everyone's talking about at the moment. Is that the one that really gets your juices flowing more than any?
It shouldn't be. I don't have a CV like what Michael has. Michael versus Gezi, Michael versus Peter Wright. I would agree with that statement. I think the only issue with me and Michael was that he'd struggled to beat me. So part of me was quite glad that Monkey was off my back now. But do you know what? he's got to play well to beat me tomorrow night. I'm up for this.
Brilliant. Cheers, Glenn. Thank you.
Yeah.
Glenn, just a quick word on the travelling, really, because it's been a while since you've been out into Europe. How have you found it over the last sort of week or so?
Josh, that's probably the best question of the night. I'm struggling. Even when I was in the BDO, I only done UK tournaments in the end. The travelling is the hardest. I don't have a young family. There's no reason why I'm struggling. But when you've had 3 days at home in the past 28 or 21, 21, it's quite tough. But my mindset is, during COVID, I was like praying to be in Austria, praying to be stuck in a German airport. So instead of, I need to man up. This is my job, and that's what it's all about now. But inside, I'm a very, very happy man.
In terms of the draw against Demi, obviously you've mentioned the match play semi-final. It's probably one of the toughest draws you could have got, really.
Yeah, I disagree. I think if you look at some of the, Van der Voorde was playing fantastic. Mensah in Austria. Fallon, that's the one I didn't want. Demi, Cody maybe, who hasn't had a lot of dart practice with probably the games I wanted. It was an opportunity for me to right a wrong from the match play, but let me make it clear that doesn't. It's nowhere near the disappointment, and I would swap tonight's loss for that match play. That's for sure.